First one, big picture, how much did being on the field help you last year compared to year one? And then how do you create, maybe not on the edge, but how do you create more one-on-one pass rush opportunities for guys in your defensive front this year?
Yeah, being down on the field was it's just, you get into the flow of the game as far as the energy that's going on, good and bad, the ebbs and flows of a game. You can look at the guy, you can see the guys, look them in the eye, and you can see if they're there or they might be struggling. The communication with the other coaches. The biggest issue, when I was in the box was guys, they take their headset off so they can communicate with the players, and then I'd be yelling like, "Will you get so and so to get their headset on?" And so the communication was the biggest reason why, and then just once you're down there, you get a feel for the flow of the game, the energy, like I said, when adversity hits, how they're responding, and those type of things. So it was good. And then when it comes to one-on-ones, it's simple math. If we want one-on-ones, we got to bring 5 or more, and then you're going to get one-on-ones. And then if you bring in 4, then someone's getting double team, potentially doubled, and then the other guys have one-on-ones, and so it's just a matter of how many guys you want to commit to the rush. When you do that, then it's the give and take. You're playing man, you're isolating your corners. Are you going to play zero? Are you going to play man free? All the different coverages you can play behind it. But the simple answer is just to guarantee everybody a one-on-one. You got to bring as many as they're blocking.
On your left, Danny.
Pete, as far as today, how different are things today working with the other 4 defensive assistants than they were 2 years ago, where you only had familiarity with Jeff?
Could you say that again?
How different are things working today with the other 4 defensive assistants as they were 2 years ago when you only had familiarity with Jeff?
Yeah, it's awesome. The longer you are with somebody, the more you get to know each other, and how you think, and how guys coach their players, how they respond to criticism, the knowledge that other guys have. At the end of the day, I want guys being able to coach and do, from a coaching standpoint, what they are good at and what they believe in. And so the give and take between us as a staff has been really good. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been awesome. I mean, other than that, the guy, Terry's awesome, Bo's off, Blake. I mean, all the guys. I'm fortunate to have really good, assistant coaches on our side of the ball.
On your right, Dennis.
Coach, for the first couple of years, you have to do a lot of teaching. These players have to get to know you. Now that you're through all that and the nucleus of this defense, do you go into this camp feeling that they're going to be able to play a little more freely rather than learning and taking more in?
100%. Along those lines, once you've established, where we're at now, and you've established the terminology and the defense, and most of the guys know what the words mean, what the calls mean, and now the new guys, the young guys, Anthony Hills, the Manny Muhammad's, all those guys, all the new freshmen, they come in, they are able to get coached by the players as far as what they're supposed to do, based off of all the different new terminology that these guys got to learn, and so that helps speed up the learning curve for the younger guys.
The middle, Chip.
PK, can you talk about the potential impact of Jalen Catalan at safety, and does he have to play a little differently because of his injuries?
Yeah. Good question. He should not have to play. I don't expect him to play any differently. It's just you're wired the way you're wired, and the guy's aggressive. He's very vocal with his communication, which you need especially at the safety position. And he's a guy that is loves ball and is all in, and he's just very, very, everything he does with urgency. When he communicates, drills, studying. So he's been a pleasant addition, and I'm looking forward to see what he can bring to our defense.
Real quick, I know you coach the outside guys. Can you size up the buck end position or the end opposite Sorrell and how that's going and who's making strides?
Yeah, it's we got a lot of really good guys with a lot of potential. Justice Finkley, Ethan Burke are the guys. Jamon Tapp. Those are all guys that are in the mix. And then we got some, who am I missing there? Then the new guys, Colton Bassick and Billy Walton. See what they can do when we get the pads on and the speed of the game starts picking up. Colton was here during the spring and did some good things. Billy just got here. But between Ethan, Justice, Jamon, and then those two guys, we feel like we got guys with ability. We just got to get them to know the defense and be able to, so we can trust them. They can trust each other and see what they can do. Along those lines, we got some inside backers that have pass rush ability that we need to find out what they're all about. With Anthony, Darren Gillette, and Sili Akana. So we feel like we got enough bullets. We just got to figure out which bullets we're going to use.
PK, when you coach turnovers and splash plays in general, how do you get guys to create more of those and at the same time make sure they stay assignment sound, scheme sound? And for you schematically in terms of splash plays, how do you determine how much of that needs to be scheme change and how much of it needs to be relying on, hey, scheme's fine, just personnel improvements will change it?
Yeah, it's I don't think it has anything to do with scheme. It has to do with, we drill it ad nausea. We talk about it. We show the good clips, the opportunities where they could have punched it out. When we get our hands on the ball, I mean, we've got to. We had so we only had 14 turnovers last year, and we had 14. It was it 21 miss-ops. So we just got to take advantage of those opportunities that we had. And along those lines, sacks, I think we had 27, and then we missed, I think, 13. And so we just got to do a better job of finishing, taking advantage of those opportunities when they arise. And that comes from running to the ball, right, all the time. Balls on the ground. I mean, we're diving for it. We call it city or country fumble. If it's a city fumble, and we got to get dirty. We got to go down there and get it. And then when we get our hands on the ball, when it's in the air, we gotta watch it in, and that comes back to practice. I think a lot of times we would drop picks in practice and would sort of poo-poo it, sort of laugh it off, and there's got to be just a heightened urgency and awareness how important those plays are for our team, and we just got to keep harping on it as coaches. And then as players, it's like the good teams that I've been around that have gotten turnovers, it's like a feeding frenzy. It sort of feeds off itself, and then the whole group, they get that synergy going, and they come in bunches. And so there's no magic pill or call or anything. It's just we keep working at it, better awareness. I think with the level of understanding of what the defense and what everybody's supposed to be doing, based off they can play more freely, and now they're in position, and now they can be thinking about when that ball presents itself, I'm punching it out. But at the end of the day, it's just we take advantage of the opportunities that come our way and that we create. We should get a lot better in that category.
Yes, question is kind of a young and old question. One is Anthony Hill and how he did in the spring, how he looked. He looked like a unique potential for you and your defense? How do you plan to use him or put him in positions to help the team this year? And then the second part is the leadership on defense. It looks like it's almost all up the middle with whether it's Byron Murphy, Tavondre Sweat, Jalen Ford, and then Jaron Thompson on the back end. How will that help you guys this year?
I'm going to start with the leadership one right there. Yeah, so leadership comes from guys doing what they're supposed to do, and other guys trusting them, right? And then those guys being selfless and pulling guys along with them through the grind. And so, Jalen, the veteran guys, like you said, are obviously, they have more credibility. But anybody can be a leader, and it all comes back to what they do in practice and meetings, and how they handle themselves, and how they attack the process of getting better, and then are they selfless, right? The guys that are looking to help the younger guys or anybody on the team to get better. That's a sign of leadership. And at the end of the day, we're a team. Everybody's in this together, and so the more they can think and put themselves out there to their teammates and take the feedback from the coaches and the team and the other teammates, the tighter and the better the culture gets. Because at the end of the day, we're all working for a common cause, and that's to be the best that we can be at whatever we're asked to do and whatever role that is, so the team can thrive. Well, he had Anthony Hill, right? And, so Anthony, he had should have been in high school. He had a really good spring. He's very he's got a nose for the ball. Does not know what he's doing all the time, but when he makes mistakes, he makes them 100% full speed, and he just has a knack for finding the ball. And I think he's got some good players in front of him, so he's going to be able to learn, not be thrown into the heat of things. So he's going to be able to learn piecemeal. And then for us as coaches, it's like finding that role for him where, like I mentioned earlier, maybe it's on third down passing situations where we can get him involved, coming off the edge or blitzing, but playing to his skill set and trying to not. We don't want him to throw everything at him. So I think he's in a good position. We're in a good position defensively because we have better depth across the board. So those guys are going to play, but it's not like we have to rely on them to play every snap of a game.